What's up, guys? What's going on? Welcome to another episode of the Dylan Shively Podcast, where we are pushing your buttons to get shit done. I'm your host, Dylan Shively, and I have another. Actually, no, not another. You are the first return guest. Don't tell my wife. You are the first return guest, heavily requested by me to be the return guest.
The only one that matters.
Guys, without further ado, if you didn't know, if you didn't watch the first episode with us, that means you fucked up and you need to go back and stop this one. Go to the first episode and watch it, and then come back and watch this one because I know you have time to do it. Anyway, for the people who don't know, go ahead and introduce yourself to the team, man.
What up, y'all? Brad The Realtor here. Go fuck yourself. Here back again with Dylan. I'm kidding, y'all. But yeah, thank you for having me back. The first one was pretty dope. This one definitely won't be as good. No, I'm kidding again. But yeah, excited to be back. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. So for those of you guys who don't know, Brad has been doing real estate for about like 5 minutes. He's never sold anything. And he just gets a bunch of likes and comments. Yeah, and he just makes content all day. He doesn't really do that. That's about right.
Broke as fuck.
And broke as fuck, right? Mm-hmm. So, in reality, though, one thing I did want to highlight is I think it was yesterday when I was texting you asking if we can knock this out. You were like, "Yeah, I would love to do it." This was for yesterday. You're like, "Yeah, I'd love to do it," but I had a. Can I say or can I not say?
Fuck it.
Okay, he's like, I got a couple closings. It's like a $48,000 day, and so I'm gonna be a little bit busy, but I could do tomorrow. And I was like, well, fuck me. Okay, got it. I mean, I would pick 48K over me too. But the point being is that I want to walk through a little bit more. Now that we're a little more comfortable on these things and we're exposing more and trying to help people, is like, God damn it. I thought I was going to be able to do it straight through that. No edits. This is all real and raw. So, but what I loved about that is, I only bring people on that have the receipts of proof of what they're doing. I'm not going to bring people on here that are going to bullshit, that just have clout, but don't have any substance behind what they're doing. And while we're going to dig into that, I also want to focus something more on this word that I hate, but I'm interested on your opinion, is about the whole work-life balance type deal. We all have different perspectives. None is right, none is wrong, because it's a fit for who the person is.
Yep.
How I view it might be different than how you view it, but both answers are right because it's what fits us.
Correct. It's very open-ended.
Yep.
And I'm glad that you started with that, because I think that's part of the thing that I've really figured out the most now that all this is kind of baselined a little bit. At first it was very stressful and all that, and it's kind of challenging trying to figure out, okay, now that all this shit's going on, how am I going to position my day-to-day life? You know what I mean? So you try things, working out in the morning, working out at night, date night every Thursday, whatever the fuck it is you're doing. But yeah, once you find that good balance, I think that's whenever you're able to get a lot more shit done, a lot less stress, a lot better relationships. So I'm finally at the point where I found that balance.
Here's another word that I want to throw out there. Let's unpack the balance, because what you said is something I like to focus on a lot.
Okay.
So I believe how you do one thing is how you do all things. Mm-hmm. And so if you unpack what he said here, he's not just talking business. He said, well, when I get better here or figure this out, I can then start to figure out my relationship. I can then start to figure out my physical health. I can then start to figure out my mental health. Mm-hmm. And they all just kind of come together. So the overall balance of what you're kind of looking for is, how can I elevate in all areas instead of one? Mm-hmm. And I think that's huge. So let's unpack that a little bit more. What are you doing in those categories? And like, what are you testing right now and finding out what's working and what's not?
What I really understand now that works really well is getting my content done out of the way first.
Got it.
For some reason, not for some reason, obviously I just got fucking 8 hours of sleep, right? My brain in the morning is just fucking on it. You know what I mean? So as far as the content, my energy level, my creativity, and just my passion to even do it, right? It's the beginning of the day. I'm looking forward to the whole day. So starting that in the beginning is working wonders for me. And it's actually set off like fucking 30 minutes of each video that I'm doing. Right now, the one that I did this morning, in and out in 45 minutes. You know what I mean? And then editing, the whole thing probably takes another hour. So 2 hours a day is all it takes, right? People look at my profile and they're like, man, this guy's fucking busy all day. Hour and a half, 2 hours. You know what I mean? Hour and a half, 2 hours, get fucking 10 leads from it. And then that's where the rest of your time goes. But at the end of the day, bro, like, when you made it in real estate and you got your shit figured out and you've got a nice flow to everything, you've delegated work, you've got systems and processes that you have in place, then you have a shitload of free time and you make a shitload of money, right? I could work 3 hours a day and clear 250K. You know what I'm saying? But I don't. I just I fucking work 8 to 10 hours a day, right? And just go hard and go hard. And I think that the balance is the best part to avoid burnout.
Got it.
You know what I mean? Because throughout all this, that's always been in the back of my head. I've burnt out in real estate before. But throughout this time, I've been very conscious of it. And I have not felt any inclination of wanting to stop. Zero burnout. And actually every day that goes by, it's like I'm training my brain now. Like, this is what I do. I can't get burned out because this is just what I do. Like, it's just like you wake up every day and you live your life, right? You're not going to get burnt out of life. Well, I guess some people can, right? But
we're going to talk about why, but I didn't want to stop you.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, with this, I mean, I can just tell this is very sustainable. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Why do you think you burned out the other times? And what is now different that is causing? So obviously it's like, hey, I love what I do now and I'm figuring out my routine and I'm feeling better about all these things, which is why I feel good now.
Yeah.
But for the person who might be watching, which by the way, I say this all the time, but just in case it's your first time, just because you're hearing him talk about real estate doesn't mean turn it off. This is applicable to business because we're talking about business and life. So the industry doesn't matter.
Yep.
So now that we got that caveat there, understand this still applies to you. So at the time that you burnt out, what was kind of happening or not happening then versus what's now happening that's causing you to not burn out or not even be essentially worried about the burnout?
Prepared. I'm prepared now, right? So when you're going to do anything, whether it's this podcast, a tour, whatever the fuck it is, if you're not prepared, your level of stress and anxiety is up here. You don't know what to expect. And that constant level of anxiety is debilitating, right? And over time, I think that that's what really burns people out. The unknown, you know what I mean? I don't know what my day-to-day process is like because I'm going out there just shooting the shit, right? I don't have an idea of what I'm going to do, where I'm going to go. I'm just driving to a neighborhood, finding a home, and just making a shitty video. You know what I mean? Now I've got processes down. I know exactly what I'm going to do. I know when I'm going to do it. I've got bookings. I've got all that good shit. And everything is just so streamlined that there's nothing to stress about because I know exactly where I'm at, where I'm going, and what it is that day I need to do to get there. So easy.
So what he's saying here is I didn't know what I was doing, but I went and I did it anyway, and I figured it out as I'm going. Right. And if at any point, if I'm putting any words in your mouth, just say like, hey, dude, shut up. That's not what I meant. I meant this.
No problem.
But what I'm hearing is I didn't know what I was doing, but I just went and tried it anyway. And then I learned and adjusted. Whoa, this doesn't work. Let me go try this. And he just kept doing and doing and then analyzing what he did and made the changes. And a problem that I think a lot of people have is they think they need to know all of the information before they do the thing.
Yep.
Right? Where it's actually the opposite. You need to do the thing and know just a baseline amount to get yourself started. And then you're going to learn as you go, because even right now, if someone looks at you and they're like, he's super successful, he's making money, he's talking about systems and processes, he's talking about delegating.
Yep.
Wow, I'm not there yet. Well, neither the fuck were you X amount of either months or years ago.
Correct. Yeah, correct.
And there's still things right now that you don't know, but you're
100%.
still stepping into, still figuring it out. I don't think that ever goes away.
Yeah.
But you've developed confidence through execution. So you're more confident in your ability to know you can figure it out because you've already proven to yourself, I've done this and gotten this.
Correct. And that's just life in general, right? From now until the rest of my life, I'll never doubt myself again. I know my ability now. So whether it's doing this podcast or going to work, I know that I'm going to show up, do my best, fucking kill it. And then tomorrow's going to be a new day.
To do the same shit.
Exactly. Like our first podcast, I'm headed there. I'm nervous as shit. I have no idea, what this long form is going to be like. It's my first one. I'm headed here excited.
How was your first?
Hey. Yeah, pop my cherry. I was headed here excited. You know what I mean? I couldn't wait to get here. And just that feeling of it's not the unknown. You know what I mean? And the best way to do that is just repetition. Fucking show up and do it over and over again. You know?
Don't be afraid to suck.
Don't be afraid to suck.
Don't be afraid for all the hate comments you're probably going to get.
Fuck
because
'em.
at the end of the day, you're going to get hate comments whether you're winning or losing. So you might as well fucking win while you get the hate comments.
And guess where those hate comments are right now?
Go ahead.
Non-existent.
Yeah. Yeah. That part, we can zoom into that, right? No, man, I want to talk a little bit more about that because when I commented, I was like, dude, I fucking love you for what you're saying because I'm pretty bold. But my wife is always like, I'll type some shit out and I'm like, oh, babe, I'm about to do this. And she's like, are you sure? And I'm like, yup, that's why I typed it.
Yep.
And she's like, all right, normally I'm good with certain things, but that's a little fucking extreme.
Yeah.
So then I showed her yours and I'm like, well, Brad did it, so I can do it. I was like, look, he ain't fucking canceled.
Yeah.
And it was a cool feeling because now I get to talk more shit.
I don't do it often, you know what I mean? That's not because if you do it too often, obviously people are gonna,
you're giving it
connect you with
attention.
that, right? They're gonna connect you with that and be like, man, this guy's always, a fucking, Debbie Downer.
Yeah.
That's not what I want. Which is why I said at the end, like, look, I'm gonna give myself some credit just this one time because throughout the entire journey, these motherfuckers are on Shift Talk. They're on, new homes of whatever fuck you group.
Drop them.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sitting there watching all these posts about me. I'm watching all the comments and I'm seeing some fucking hate from some people that I respected. You know what I mean? That are like, man, I thought I liked this guy. You know what I mean? But obviously when someone's fucking killing it and you're not, it's very tough to put yourself in a, I guess, humble mindset. You wanna tear other people down because you haven't made it. Not me. I'm not a fucking weirdo, right? I like to see people win, but there's a lot of people out there. I would say maybe 50% of the population that they don't want to see other people win.
Oh yeah,
and
not more than them.
whenever you are winning, they're gonna downplay you. I got 2 or 3 names of mine, and if you posted something in a group right now about me, I guarantee you not one of those 3 motherfuckers is going to be in there talking shit because they're going to look stupid because I'm there now. You know what I mean? Well, all the bullshit they said about me or whatever, it's nothing. It's nothing. I wipe my ass with it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So it's like now, we watch this progression, right? Because at first I remember when we were talking, it was like, nah, dude, I got proof of concept. Nobody's just really seeing it yet.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, he's just riding the wave. Well, it's like, man, this is if it's a wave, it's a long fucking wave because it's still going. Like the shit is still happening. So can we even still call it that? And then it's like, now you're doing the day in the life stuff. And as we're watching it, it's like, yo, he is in the process of becoming it's undeniable that he's consistently winning at this. So now what?
Yeah.
Right. And that is such a place that I wish more people would get to because if they were focused like you were focused, they wouldn't be focused on other people's shit and hating on it because they'd be too busy doing their own fucking thing.
It's all about innovating, bro. Keep your fucking head down, put the blinders on, worry about people other than, the people who are hating on you, right? Focus on the people who are supporting you. Let them lift you up. Don't let other people drag you down. You know what I mean? So that's the approach I had it from the beginning. But, once it was all said and done and all the hate kind of, went down a little bit, I had to let the motherfuckers know.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hey, bitch. Nah, man, it was fucking cool. But another thing I wanted to mention that I thought was extremely cool. To be fair, I didn't get to read everything about it, which is why I wanted to take the chance to ask.
Okay.
But you always told me you were an independent person. But you just brought somebody on.
I'm so glad you brought this up.
Oh, yeah. Because here's the thing. Part 1 is, you could say, it's all about him. And okay, he's successful, but can he replicate someone to do that? Is it teachable? Is it whatever? And I think you're about to fucking prove it. So walk me through walk us through what made you do it, why that person, if you can share what some of the plans are, the intent, what's going to happen?
Absolutely. So whenever we talked last time, it was very heavy on, people who are consistent, people who are, as driven as we are and who are doing what we do and, take the bull by the horns instead of just constantly DMing me like, hey, what's the secret sauce? Hey, blah, blah, blah. Just do it. Right. And that's exactly what this kid did. His name is Trent.
What's up, Trent?
What's up, Trent? Man, I saw this kid and what he did with his profile, his social media, and it just blew me away. And I have never been blown away by somebody like I was when I saw his shit. Very similar personality to mine, just kind of crazy, ADHD, off the wall, you know what I mean? Actually reminds me of one of my good friends growing up, Michael Furman. Shout out to you, bro. But yeah, it's kind of the same personality as him. And like, I saw his shit. He emulated what he did based off of what I did. I was his inspiration, right? Because whenever I went to his profile, you know, he's already following me, already all that. So that's why I asked him about it. But basically just took a page out of my book, not the aggressive page, not the cursing, anything, his own path, speed tours, right? What he does is basically just does one long clip where he's running through the house and he's giving you all the different, you know, things that the house is doing. And just his tenacity and his passion that you can see from it is enough for me to reach out to him, right? Everyone else is reaching out to me. He made me reach out to him. That's powerful, right? If you can have me reach out to you, like, yo, we need to get together, bro. I think that is the best way to do it. And the best way you do that is by not messaging me. Go out and do it. Make me notice you. Make other people notice you. Don't beg for business. Have business come to you. You know what I'm saying? And whenever you put yourself in a position like that, life gets a lot easier. You're no longer rolling the snowball uphill. It's coming downhill. You just tap it, right? And everything just falls into place. But he did a speed tour, and the response from the people is insane. His comment section looked exactly like my comment section. This is fresh. This is new. I'm not buying a house, but I'm still using this guy, blah, blah, blah. Like, this is how realtors need to be. The video that I blew up on did 3 million views. This motherfucker did 25 million views on his speed tour. Another one with 9 million. Another one with 6 million. He put out one the other day. It's got 2 million now. So this guy is on an exaggerated, aggressive tour run. I mean, it's a generational. This kid and myself are the top 2 agents in the entire world on social media right now. You know what I mean? And when I saw his numbers and how driven and all that he was, I had to reach out to him. Me and another dude reached out to him. I knew right off the bat, man, fuck this dude. You know what I mean? This guy is not right for him. I'm not greedy. I'm not the type of dude that's like, oh, I need to recruit this guy. I'm going to say whatever it is. So, because I don't recruit. I'm only going to recruit somebody if it's fucking like, wow, I need this guy. And that's exactly what Trent was. And it wasn't just for me. I don't make shit like on real, you know what I mean? You make like 5% of each one of their closings, right? 5% of their commission. So it's a couple $100. I don't make shit. But I had a mentor whenever I first got into real estate, and it's the most important thing that's ever happened to me in my career is having that mentor. So when I saw this kid, I'm like, man, I owe it to this kid. It's my duty to reach out and try to mentor him, right? And yeah, he'd already followed me. He was already a fan and all that. I reached out. He replied with intent, not just like, you know, something stupid or whatever. And then we got on a 3-way call with me, the other agent that wanted to sign him, and himself. Just because, you know, I guess he just wanted to fill us both out. Or actually the plan at first, the other agent's plan, not mine, was like, let's co-sponsor him. And I'm like, bro, if I'm going to...
What does that do?
He's under both the y'all's team.
That's weird.
Man, I don't know. But I basically just let him know, look, if we're gonna co-sponsor this guy, you need to add the same value that I'm gonna add. That doesn't make any fucking sense, right? And this guy just didn't have any value to add, right? This guy was just a normal real estate agent with a team. Started talking about, oh yeah, we'll bring you in. You know, you need to get acclimated with the culture of real. And immediately I'm like, nope. Fuck the culture. Fuck the brokerage. No, not fuck them.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Fuck repping them like that, right? And one of his first ideas was like, we need to have him do a speed tour of him announcing he's with real. I'm like, this guy has no fucking clue what he's talking about. If this kid signs with this guy, he has a massive chance of losing this, right? You need the right people on your side with something like this. And it's very tough to find someone who has been through what I've been through, what he's been through. And so that's why I feel so compelled to reach out to him and help him, because he's 19 years old. He has sold, I won't say the amount,
Sure.
Not like brand new. You know what I mean? And he needs guidance, not just in real estate, but social media, the blowing up part. This kid's 19.
How do you handle that?
He's stressed the fuck out. I know it. You know what I mean? Because when I'm 19, I didn't have half the amount of attention or shit that he's getting right now. And I was stressed the fuck out. You know what I mean? So all this happening for him, it's great. But it's definitely going to be a learning period for him. And I can already tell, right? I can already tell that he's a bit stressed, which is 100% fine. Because it's very important for me to realize, like you said earlier, not everyone is on our same level of thinking, or not on our same like grind. You know what I mean? Not everyone can wake up at 6 and work until 8. You know what I'm saying? And then go home and still have energy to just live your life. You know what I mean? People get burnt out. People don't understand that, like, you know, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So they let their emotions dump immediately. So he's getting all this attention, all that, and his emotions just boom. I got him hooked up with dude wipes. I got him sponsored. I created him a landing page. I did everything that I'm doing for myself to scale my business.
Wow.
And once we got all those processes in place, all this fucking shit started coming in. All these leads. He got 100 leads his first day, 100 leads the next day. He's calling people, and he's a brand new agent. So I have to realize this with me, bro. I call someone and it's immediate just success. I mean, I'm just like, they're calling me, I'm answering, yo, what the fuck is up? You know, I'm being myself. They're bought in. It's a done deal. I have to remember that that's not other people's, you know, life. You know what I mean? So just trying to get him over the phone, and so I can teach him how to like talk to buyers and just kind of navigate, you know, getting leads and converting them into sales. You know what I mean? So he's gotten a ton of people with his lender so far. I'm sure the lender is overwhelmed as well. Yeah, right now is the stage where it's just boom. And I told him, look, this is going to slow down a lot. You're going to, the views are going to drop. You're going to get your baseline, especially if you're doing 8 fucking million views a video.
Yeah.
Your baseline, once this is all settled down, is probably going to be 200,000 to 500,000 views. You know what I mean? But even that is still crazy daily business, crazy business. So just getting him prepared for the drop, because he's 19, bro. He's going to see those numbers drop, and it could ruin him mentally. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
With someone like me, I expected it. I understood it. You know what I mean? And not worrying about the views, not worrying about any of that shit is what keeps me going without the stress or the fear of this being gone. You know what I mean? So it's going to be some work. You know what I mean? Because he's very young, and he needs a lot of mental training. Mm-hmm. That's what's going to be the thing with him. With him, he's good with the personality, good with the physical, you know, all that good stuff. It's his mental that we're going to have to work on.
So let's unpack that a little bit and give him a little pre-training.
Yeah.
So when it comes to emotions in business, because that was the thing that was sitting in my head as you were telling me, I'm like, ooh, I got to bring this up. It's too much gold not to. Mm-hmm. Emotions have almost no relevance. I'm almost confident enough to say zero relevance or existence in business decisions.
100%.
So... and I know some people are shocked at the moment and disagreeing already, which is great, because I would love to hear your thoughts on, you're going to be taking on a lot of his emotions and things.
Correct.
Until you can slow him down and get him systems and processes, and you're going to be talking him off cliffs.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
So now what happens in your life, because you just learned how to balance your craziness? What's your plans, or what's your concerns on, how am I going to take on this kid and make sure he's squared away while I'm squared away, while my relationship is squared away, while my fitness is squared away?
Yeah. Well, it's all going to be, you know, up to him, right? It's going to be on how much he wants to allow me into his life, right? He asked me, you know, hey, do I get full access to you? I'm like, fuck yeah, you do. Not only do you get full access, I've been bothering him to where I'm like, okay, let me slow down. I'm probably stressing him out. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's I have zero emotions in the business now, because I've learned that, right? Whatever happens during my day to day, I know this sounds bad. I don't give two shits about, you know, somebody called and they were a lead, and if I would have answered that call, I would have got that. I do not care. I really don't. What I'm focused on is just what I can control. That's it in my business, right? He's going to get 100 leads. He's going to get 2 or 3 to his lender, and he's going to worry about the 98, 97. fuck them. Let them fall through the cracks. Let them fall through the cracks. You got 100 more tomorrow. For me, you got 10 more tomorrow, 5 more tomorrow, 10 more tomorrow. So nothing that I do in real estate now stresses me out at all. Not the content, not the buyer consult calls. They're already bought into me. Not the product acknowledgement, because I know where fucking everything is. No one knows more than me with new homes in San Antonio. I'll look at you and say that confidently.
Yeah.
No one has my product knowledge in San Antonio, and that's what makes me so valuable.
Yeah.
But yeah, just those things, you know, it's going to be a lot for him. And I think just the fact that I already have it all figured out, and I'm emotionalist now. I can put some emotion towards him. I've got emotions to spare. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I've got it all figured out on my end. So it'll be not a cakewalk, but like I said, I got a fucking shitload of free time.
You have enough evidence from previous experience that you're gonna get this shit done.
Correct. Yeah.
Easy as that.
That's it. It's not a if, it's a win. You know what I mean? And it's just going to be all up to him on how fast he can handle this, right? Because you know you're going to be going hard, and then it's going to hit you all at once, and then you're going to take 4 or 5 days off. It is what it is. I'm not going to do that. You're not going to do that. But that's why we're in the position we are, right? And we can't put that on everybody else. You know what I mean? Because so many people, especially Gen Z, you know, they're fucked up. They got anxiety. They got depression. Like, they can't just be like, oh, fuck it. You know what I mean? Like me, I'm just like, fuck it. Like, oh, I forgot to call that person back. They probably hate me. I'm not going to be able to sell them my house anymore. Fuck it. That generation's like, they're going to overanalyze the fuck out of that, right? And they're going to be like, man, it's going to stress them out and all that, just because they're young and they don't have any experience in it. So that's what he's going to need to learn next. Fuck it, right? Like, be intentional with your business, but don't worry about the shit that you can't handle. Somebody gets mad at you because, you know, you were late on something, apologize, fuck it. That's it. If you harbor that shit, it's going to burn you out. You're going to get stressed out. It's going to turn into a nightmare.
It's like you said, control the controllables, and you'll learn eventually over time how to handle, because maybe right now his capacity is 2 to 5 people a day that he can handle out of the 100.
Correct.
But if he consistently goes at it and doesn't get caught up in the emotions, 2 to 5 will turn into 7 to 10 to 12 to 20. And then eventually those people are going to fall off too. But he's going to have so much business that, again, it's going to be like, fuck it. It is what it is. And that's such a scary thing for people to think about when they have no business. So
exactly.
So what is your thoughts on how, because someone may hear it and be like, easy for you to say if you have 10 leads a day and blah. It's like they forget all the work you put in and do it.
Correct. Yeah. So I ate ramen. I've done that shit. Like, you know what I mean? I took out loans. All that.
So you need good credit for that. Just saying. No. Someone who's listening right now, not industry specific, but they're like, easy for you to say, dude, sounds like you already got all this shit done. I'm just starting. What do I do?
Sounds like a fucking victim right off the bat. You know what I mean? So if they can just realize that they're being a victim right now, right here, and just, you know, shut the fuck up. Like, get it done. What is you complaining to me about that shit gonna do, right? I was in your spot. People don't just wake up and then they're fucking good, right?
Oh, I thought this was overnight.
Exactly. Like I said, exactly. Like I said, like I've done the taking out loans. I've done the, you know, $150 in late fees for apartments. I've done all that, eviction notices, all that. You know what I mean? But I never stopped. Just kept on pushing forward. You know, because when you know you have the ability to do something, then it's not, like I said, if, it's when. And I've always known that I've had the ability to do something, especially like this. So whenever I am working up to it and I do have those moments where, you know, shit's not good, then...
Because you still get those, right?
Yeah, of course. Oh,
so they don't just magically go away once you have one good day?
Of course, exactly. Like the other day, dude, I lost a fat ass deal. It was like a $26,000 check. The way that I handled that, I was so proud of my mental state. You know what I mean? Because a year ago, I'd have fucking broke the window in my apartment. You know what I mean? Like, I would have been pissed. I would have went drinking or anything like that. But I just look at my pipeline and say, fuck it. You know what I mean?
I was just going to ask you, what do you do now that has prepared you to handle those things? Like, what is the thought process and what is the action that is different? I guess the reason I'm harping on it is because you hear everybody else around that, and again, we can say it's subjective to the lack of work they do, whatever. At the end of the day, some people are in those positions.
Yeah.
So to get them out of that victim mindset, they need to hear from someone who's doing it, that has been in the position, to understand, hey, once you reach the destination, it's not like you stop doing the things and it's just this forever fucking pipeline of greatness.
Correct.
You're still going to have losses. What did you do different, or what did you notice, or what was the thing? And I know it's never one, it's usually a collective of multiple, but how did you prepare yourself to handle those things differently? Like, what is it that's different about it? Like you said, for example, dude, I look at my pipeline and realize it is what it is. I lost to one person. Okay, the person without the pipeline, or one that's not as big, or they're not as confident because they're not doing the stuff.
Yeah.
I know we could tell them, like, well, start, but we also know it's not overnight. So it's like, where else can they gain confidence? That kind of draws us back to the balance of all things.
Yeah.
What other things can they do to develop the confidence or the evidence to prove to themselves that develops the confidence to get through it and just make the next fucking call, wake up the next morning and drop the emotion and just get after it anyway?
It's a very hard question because people are so fucking different mentally. So like, you know, I can't put myself in someone else's mind if I've never been in that spot before, right? But what I would do personally is, one, make sure that you're in the gym every fucking morning, get that mind right, because without the mind, nothing else follows, right? That's number one. Get in the gym every morning, find somebody that you look up to. Find somebody who's doing what you want to do. You know how many fucking people call and text me asking to hang out with me? What did you do? You called, text me, hung up. What did I say? Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Why?
Yep.
Why?
Yep.
Because you're exactly where I want to be right now.
Yep.
I want to be on stage giving conferences, doing all that. I want to do marketing classes. I want to do social media boot camps. So the people that are doing what you want to do, get close to them.
Yep.
Be intentional with them. Let them know. I told you on the phone, look, yeah, bro, you're exactly where I want to be. Like, whatever you are going to, like, whatever advice you want to give me, whatever, however many podcasts, I'm down. I'm down to do it. I want to work together. And then, yeah, we got this shit starting together. Because
I was going to say, where we go, what are we saying?
Exactly. Yeah. And so it's so intentional with me to the point to where, like, it's not just, oh, I respect this guy, I'm going to fucking answer his call and text. It's I'm going to fucking start a business with this guy. You know what I mean? Because I know that we are two in the same, and it's very fucking hard to find somebody who's on your level, who can work as hard as you and all that. But let's go back to the main point. Work out, find a mentor, somebody that you really look up to, somebody that you want to be like. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, just emulate what they're doing. Emulate what their day-to-day process is like. If you can't figure out what their day-to-day process is like because you don't fucking know them, or they don't post it on social media, then reach out. Reach out. When people reach out to me with intent, not stupid little questions like, oh, what app are you using? Like, you know what I mean? When people reach out to me with intent and they send me a fucking half paragraph text, it's like, man, you're killing it. I love what you're doing. I'm starting this. I want to do this. I'm just looking for advice. I feel compelled to help them out. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that this person is putting their pride aside, putting their ego aside, and they're coming to another man for help and advice. And for a lot of men, it's very tough to do. You know what I'm saying?
We should go down that path.
Exactly. And so when somebody does that, I'm intentional back, you know?
We've all done it, including me. Like, for me to get where I am, I've had to ask a lot of men over time of like, hey, I noticed this. I recognize this. I want to be there. You're in that undeniable phase that there's just ass loads of proof that you're consistently doing it at the level. I know it's not fluff. How do I get there? And it's funny because everything they said is like, even what you're being for this kid, whether you recognize it or not, we overcomplicate things, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
Because every answer you gave, if you guys didn't understand this, if you try to break it down, it's very simple. Oh, this isn't happening for me. Well, what things cause this outcome to happen? Go do those things. That's what he's saying. And going to the work-life balance part of it, instead of thinking, oh, well, if I'm doing this over here, it takes away from over here. Like, oh, well, if I do more work, it's going to take away from my relationship.
Yeah.
You know, or, oh, if I'm in the gym too long, it's going to take away from my work, or whatever it is. We're thinking in the mind frame of like a scarcity.
Yeah.
Right. Of like, if I do this over here, it's going to take away from here. I believe that it actually allows you to expand and you can be better in those things. So for example, if your fitness level is better, you come home a little bit different. When you have a really good day of multiple closings, which means business is good, you come home and walk a little bit different. Your day's a little bit better. And like you become a better person in those other things you're working on if you at least excel in one of them. So temporarily, yeah, you have to have zero balance because the scale is swayed all the way to work. And so that means, hey, the relationship may suffer for a little bit. But if you have the conversation, you know, with your significant other to say like, here's the expectation. I know this is going to suck for a little bit, but if you stick with me and we do this together, that scale is going to go way on the other side of you and I. Right. And so if you're willing to take this ride with me and trust me, understand I'm doing this for us.
And the residual from that is a stronger relationship. And you don't even realize that until it's happening. Yeah, I think people are afraid to let go of what they've done for maybe so long. I forget what the theory is called, but it's some dude's name theory, where people are doing something for so long. Let's say they dedicated 6 years, and then they find something else out there like, man, I could really do well in real estate. But they never go to real estate because they feel like they've already invested too much time on this thing. And so they can't get away from it. And that's such a debilitating thing.
If we know what that is, can we drop that in the comments, one of you guys, if you're just like, oh, I know exactly what that is.
Whatever theory,
drop that.
But I think,
keep going.
I think people these days, because of social media and, you know, short attention span and all that, it's you've heard this a lot. And I actually hate saying this because I've heard it so many times. It's not about motivation, it's about discipline, right? And the thing about most people nowadays is they have 24 hours of motivation, right? People have a 24-hour attention span for success. They get online, they see me or you, like, man, like that's what I want. And maybe it'll entice them to go to the gym. Maybe it'll entice them to go shoot a home that day. And then 24 hours later, they're back in the same old fucking loop in their mind, doing the same shit because their attention span, they don't actually want it, right? If you actually want it, you're not going to wake up the next day and just go right back to your life. If you actually want it, you'll wake up and you'll do exactly what you know you need to do to get there. And you'll do it over and over again. If you don't actually want it, you're going to forget about it the next day. How could you be passionate about something and then you talk about it one day, the next day it's fucking gone? That's not passion. That's just a need, a want. You want this with no work. Too fucking bad. Go play the lottery. You know what I mean? That's it.
And on the flip side of that, it's funny because, dude, you're saying like the same things. I say it slightly different, but it's the same fucking thing. So I say it from the place of when people complain, right? They want to complain because it feels good to get the reaction of people who give them sympathy and empathy for what they say is so bad. But if it was so bad, you wouldn't just do it for 24 hours and then go back to the thing you were just complaining about.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So it's really evaluate and be real with yourself. Is it as bad as what you say it is? Because again, we all have struggles. We all have things that happen.
Yeah.
But you want to bitch about it because you like the likes and the comments and the DMs you get from it. It's not actually as bad as what you fucking say. So if you could put those emotions to the side and also the need for the dopamine hit of just the likes and comments and empathy.
That's scary.
Yes, it is.
That satisfies them.
Yes. And how does that satisfy you more than the thing you want to get away from? Because people usually do things for one or two reasons. They do it to avoid the pain or to gain the pleasure.
Yeah.
So, which is why I said what we're saying is the same exact thing. I'm just coming from the pain side of just like, hey, you keep complaining about this, but you only shot the house once.
Yeah.
What about the next day? What about the day after that? What about the day after that? Hey, you said you wanted to lose the weight. How come you only went to the gym here, but then, oh, I'm too tired to go?
So many people who tag along with me on content, marketing, you know what I mean? And they're like, hey, I want to start marketing with you. I'll be consistent. I'm like, okay, man, just be consistent with it. Most of them week, 2 weeks. You know what I mean? And then it's gone. And it's like, man, look, we all want shit, right? But you got to be real with yourself. If I say I want a fucking yacht, then I need to be real with myself that I can't have a girl. I can't have this. If I'm going to be a billionaire on a yacht, everything has to go. I don't want that. So I'm not going to say, hey, I want a yacht, and then work at that for 24 hours because I know that I don't want employees. I don't want to run a massive business. I don't want all that stress. So why even say that shit? You know what I mean? Be real with yourself.
It gets likes.
Be real with yourself. If you're going to say like, hey, I want what this guy has, then either you're going to fucking do it. And if you don't do it, then you don't actually want it. You want it. You want the lifestyle. You want what they have, but you're not willing to put into work, like I said before. And that's just being fake. Like I would never say, hey, I want a yacht because I don't want a yacht. I don't want everything that comes with getting to a yacht. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's like, don't be a fake ass bitch.
Yeah, you can say you want it, but you know.
But they want it because even if it's the likes and comments that come along with all the other people who say they want it, but if you notice all the people saying they want it don't have it.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. So
what are just because I want to make sure I didn't miss anything on this one.
Okay.
What are some other things that you really wanted to hit home with that you wanted to take this time on the, extended version rather than just a short clip? What are some things that you wanted to cover that maybe either we missed? What is something that is super important to you at the moment? What has been on your mind? What are you working on? Or what is it something that you want to tell people?
Life. I'm working on life. I want to be more intentional with life. You know what I mean? Business is good. It's going to stay good, right? Now that I have a streamlined process, I want to work more on my relationship. I want to spend more time with my dog. She's getting old. I want to spend some more time with my mom. Maybe do a little bit of traveling and all that. And as far as the business side, just trying new things. I'm now trying to find that next niche. You know what I mean? And I put out a video this morning that did extremely fucking well. And it was a brand new type of video. So I think I might have found it, but we'll see. So I guess just trying to find that next thing, but then also being intentional about my actual relationships other than my business relationships.
That's big because like I said earlier, you got the business thing down.
That's what I feel like. It's done. So let's move on.
You got the business thing down. Now it's time to say, let me go strengthen my relationships that, I've sacrificed to make the business good.
Correct.
Now it's my time to pay back the promise and say, let me go spend more time with the dog. Let me go spend more time with my girlfriend, fiance. I don't want to say anything wrong.
Girlfriend.
Punch in the face. Okay. So let me spend more time with my girlfriend. Let me go spend more time with my mom. Let me go spend time with all the people that believed in me, gave and sacrificed for me to go win at business. Yep. Now it's my time to reciprocate and give back to them.
Absolutely. I feel so bad about how much time I haven't spent with my mom. I feel so bad about working 9-10 hours a day, coming home fucking exhausted. I can't give her all of me. You know what I mean? I try my best. Not like I'm mean to her or anything, but I could give her a lot more of me. You know what I'm saying? So just those little things that, people sacrificed for me, and now it's time to sacrifice for them. You know what I'm saying? So that's important to me now.
What I love is, if you notice, when it came down to the kid that he brought on, talking about the relationships, which is why we get along so well, he's like, all right, I got to this level, and the first thing he's thinking about is, how can I extend the hand back down and bring everyone back up with me?
Absolutely.
So then that way, instead of creating the gap, he wants to bring the people with him, which is a phenomenal trait and characteristic of somebody who's an actual leader.
Thank you.
And so you're welcome, man. It had to be recognized and said because some people can't get past they'll hear a curse and turn it off. They'll hear whatever. But if you stuck around and you got to this point, and you didn't pick up anything from this episode, I don't even know what the fuck to say to you, because this is real life stuff, which is the intent. Remember, the tagline of this podcast is to push your buttons to get shit done. So we're going to push your sensitivity buttons. We're going to push your lack of discipline buttons. We're going to push your motivation buttons. We're going to poke at you because you need to actually recognize and be real with yourself. Here's where I'm lacking in my life. And you can't just accept that you're lacking there. You have to do something about it. So even though he is shining right now on social media, here he is on a public platform saying, here's where I know I need to do better. I'm trying to figure out life, and I'm trying to make sure that the people that are important to me, I can bring them along with, because I haven't forgotten about them. And that is super fucking cool that you do that. I wanted to recognize that because that's awesome. Not too many people are like that.
You're so much better at articulating my thoughts than I am. I mean, shit, that's perfect.
Here's the thing, like when I said off camera, man, it was just like, so my wife is my biggest critic, right? Like, Usually we say we're our own worst critic. My
Yep.
wife is my worst critic. Like sometimes I think I'm pretty fucking good, and then she lets me know, like, nah, chill out, dude. Like this is where you could be better. And one of the things is that and I love that she does it. I love you, babe. Is that she was always right. No matter how good I thought I did, the one thing I never recognized is I thought people understood at the level that I understood things. So when I get excited about a topic, talk about the whole ADHD shit, I go in this fucking rabbit hole, like deeper than the rabbit of all of the information. I get excited about it, and then I try to bring it to her. And then when I'm teaching a class, I'm like, yeah, this and this and this and this, and then this and this way. And everybody's like, what the fuck is wrong with this dude?
Yeah.
And so what I've been working on personally for me is how do I take the information and how do I simplify what I'm trying to say? Not because I think people are dumb. It's because I know they didn't do the same amount of research and have the same vision as me. So how do I simplify those things? So I've been practicing it on myself, which is the only reason why it's like I can articulate it.
That practice is good. Just like anything else, you practice it, you get better at it. I mean, from your first podcast to even this one, I complimented you on the first one. That one was even fucking better. Like that got me wet. No, I'm just kidding. That'll be awesome. So yeah, man, it's keep it up.
All right. Any last minute things? I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up because I know we're all about to go fight that fucking traffic.
Yep.
Is there any last minute things that you want to tell the people? Any last nuggets? Any last thoughts?
Not really. I mean, I've said all there is to say.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
y'all.
Fuck y'all. If y'all haven't, no, not really. If you haven't got it by now, then you're just not listening. I don't mean to be a dick whenever I say that. But everything that you need to know about becoming successful in life and business and all that is right here in the 45 hour that we just had. So if you need to rewind it 20 times until you're rich, maybe do that.
Yeah, that was really good. Fuck. I don't even know how to end it now. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. That was really good though. Guys, again, just like he said, if you got no value from this, just turn it off, probably unsubscribe, because this is the only place you're going to get real, raw, authentic content from people that have the receipts of doing it. So this had to push at least one or if not more of your buttons. And if you know somebody that really needs to hear this, please, I ask you to like, share this, put it in front of your audience, because we all know there's at least that one person in your family, that one person at work, that one person in your friend group that could benefit from something that was said here today. So the only thing that I ask is that you like and share it so more people can subscribe, and then we can afford to continue to do this. And I can bring on phenomenal people like Brad that will drop real life nuggets on you to help you get better.